Hey, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be doing something fun. We're going to play some Sultai, but not the way you've been seeing it. We're going to play some Leviathans. And credit to HamHawks42, because he had played a deck recently that I saw a list for, and I went, oh yeah, I still have Leviathans I haven't messed with. So, let's see if they work out today. All right, so we're going to start with Smuggler Surprise, because, easiest way to get our big giant monsters on the battlefield is to get them for free, or at least cheap if we can, and we can dig for them. We do have some Bitter Triumph because putting creatures in our graveyard isn't necessarily bad, or cards, I should say. We do have some Badger Mole Cubs to hopefully help out with our mana, but Esper Origins. This is a card we don't mind having in the graveyard because obviously we get to turn it into a 4/4, and actually the mana portion of this card is almost better than anything else because our Leviathans are pretty expensive. Lumbering World Wagon's another way to help us find the mana that we need. We do have a copy of Maelstrom Pulse to get rid of problematic cards, as well as Awaken the Honored Dead, which is also good being in our graveyard. We have some Overlord of the Hauntwoods, which is obviously just solid if you're trying to make mana. We do have a couple of Meringue River Regents, because if we can get these, then we just start bouncing our opponent's stuff, and then that's great. But also, we can just summon Leviathan, which returns a creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent, which is going to be most things, but if we can get even one or two of those to stick, awesome, we're going to be in a pretty good situation. And then, of course, we have Sin Spar's Punishment, which is actually a Leviathan as well. This one, when it enters, or attacks, I should say, you exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random and put it on the battlefield tapped as a token copy, but if it's a land, you do it again. So basically, you get to keep doing that until you get a non-land permanent, then you get a copy of whatever the thing is. Now, as always, I got to do the business and tell you, if you're going to buy some Magic cards, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure, that's TOAMagic.com, because you can save 5% on your purchase if you just use my code DRAGON, which is DRAGN. But yeah, I think there's going to be some things we want to change by the end of the video, but let's play some games first, and we'll talk about that at the end. Okay, this is alright. We can try to make something work here. Oh, did not want to draw another big mana cost thing there, though. Eesh, this is tough. This is tough. So I think if we play Badger Mole Cub, it's just going to die. If the opponent's not doing anything but leaving mana up, so I'd rather just dig for lands. And we found neither. And it sucks that I have to show them the Smuggler Surprise, but is what it is. Man, not finding land on either card, ugh, that's rough. And I don't have a removal spell for that right now, so we're not in good shape by any stretch. Let's go get, do I need another island? I do. All right. I mean, we might still be able to do some things, so I'm not going to be completely disheartened yet. So if we play... Nope, we got to play one of these, so we can attack with our World Wagon. Gosh, dang it. There's a Smuggler Surprise. Well, it doesn't matter. We're about to shuffle the library anyway. So let's just get the land. Actually, you know what? Let's leave that in there. And we'll just draw the land. Like, they're going to try to kill it. And we're going to respond. That's all we really wanted anyway. We draw the land. We play the land. We get to attack. Get another land. Alright. I feel like we're mostly doing what we need to do. Obviously, we're not quite there yet. The opponent has mana up, probably holding some number of removal. Okay, that's a good one to have. Not mad at that. Let's awaken the Honored Dead and get rid of this room situation. Though, argument to be made, getting rid of Cornucopia is probably not terrible either. So if we play Badger Mole Cub, do we get anything worthwhile out of it? I mean, we get them to just spend a card, I suppose. But I think we just wait. I don't think there's really a benefit. in the turn. And we'll just leave up our removal. If there was a way I could get 4 power and attack with the World Wagon again, I probably would have. But as it stands, it's not really worth doing. Oh, you're also playing Nowhere to Run. Look at that. Okay, so if we just Spara straight up, we get either Waken the Undead, Overlord, or Badger Mole Cub. But we're only going to get that because Spara is likely to die. Alright, let's do it. I mean, they might have 2 removal spells for all we know. Actually, it's very likely they do. It's just which ones are they? Alright, we get an Overlord. Sure. Alright. Let's see if you have 2 of them. You probably do. But we got to make you play them. Alright. And the other one for our World Wagon? I mean, you're killing the World Wagon, right? You can't be that much more bothered by the Overlord of the Hauntwoods. The good news is, though... Oh. Well, that's not bad for us. So, opponent will go down to 3. Okay. So now, even if they have a sweeper, we get to attack with our creature land. We should be aces here. Alright. Now, to be fair, the opponent did get stuck at, well, 4 mana, technically. They did have Cornucopia, so I guess it's not that bad. But obviously, they were looking for a 5th mana to do some things. Though we did obviously have a very active hand and a Leviathan of our own. So, no telling how that would have ended up if they would actually hit their lands. Ew. Man. Alright, we got 2 draws to draw a 3rd land. Worst case scenario, we at least have better Triumph for removal. If we're playing against a control deck, we're probably borked. Because this hand's going to do nothing. Alright. Okay. Would be nice, though, if the land we found was an untapped blue one, you know? But let's do this discarding Moraine River Regent. Could have probably taken 3, but I feel a little safer doing this. And there's the Badger Mole. You got it. Alright, let's get rid of Badger Mole. I mean, we dealt with the 2 early mana creatures. That's the best we could hope for. Now it's just do our monster stick and get to do their thing. The other benefit, too, is if we don't play a Badger Mole, we don't really have targets for them for their, like, seam rips and things. Well, speaking of, there's a Badger Mole. But it does make sense to play a Badger Mole here. Because then we could turn that on to play a World Wagon. And we will go get another blue source just in case we draw something we can cast like a Leviathan. I don't know how many more lands they have left, but anything could happen right now. There's also lands, or the spells that let you fight things, so like there's a bunch of options. Alright, they tapped to play a Chocobo. They do have a fetch land. Alright, so Chocobo will be pretty big. But they're not attacking. Ooh, and we did get the Leviathan. Wow, what do we have in the graveyard? Oh, we could go Leviathan, Leviathan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but I would lose the mana. I'd have to replay Badger Mole Cub. I'm just thinking about discarding. Man, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. We're just going to go back-to-back Leviathan. Though, Moraine River Regent's also fun. But this is also kind of interesting because the opponent doesn't know that we have a second Leviathan. Also, this returns their lands, because this returns all creatures. Or does it say non-land? Nope, it's just everything that's not. Fantastic. Love that for us. So then we'll replay that. We will crew up, and we're going to attack for a bunch. Look at us go. We're doing the thing. And then now we can just play another Leviathan, draw more cards, attack for a bunch. Actually, that's lethal, actually, if we do that, right? 12? No, it's only 13. Unless there's a land on top of the library. All right, Chocobo. Welcome back. Yeah, opponent's about to be sick. And I would bet money they have a Seam Rip that only had one turn for a good target. Well, because, you know, Leviathans don't get bounced. And then we'll crew up this Whirl Wagon. Erode, you got it. I will take the action and go get that last basic. So I can try to draw real cards here. Ooh, almost clicked no attack. That was about to be crazy. Oh, and then we drew Spara? Oh, this is so good. Yeah, I don't know what I mean, their hand could be more erodes and, like, I don't know, get lost or something. Would be crazy, but I guess it's possible. Opponent is at 8. Are we looking to just bounce 2 things with the River Regent? Like, we could attack first and then just bounce Leviathan, which is kind of funny. I'm sort of into that. Yeah, let's attack, see what they do. More cards. Love it. And then we'll go ahead and just pay full. Actually, you know what? Let's just get greedy. Let's play the other Badger Mold. Whoa, Arena. You were going to tap my other blue mana? How dare you? Arena was about to get crazy out here. All right, that should do it. And if for some reason it doesn't, we just have Spara that's going to end up with at least 2 things on the battlefield next turn. I'm not going to lie, that game was actually kind of fun. Double summon Leviathans, pretty sweet. Though, I will admit, we got lucky with this game because we did have 2 early removal. I think if we didn't, that game would have looked very differently for the opponent. Ooh. You know what? We'll keep it. We've gotten lucky so far. If we lose this one, we lose it. There's a lot of ways this probably goes bad, but you know what? We're here to make the fun content. All right, pass turn. Oh, yeah, we're going to be in trouble. You know what? That's at least something. You know what? If I had one gripe for the Magic UI, if any cards that have alternate cost, I would love for the alternate cost to always be on the same side of the screen. I know that sounds like simple and petty or whatever, but like it'd be so much easier. Sure. You got it. I mean, they're just playing Dimir Control, so I mean, we're going to have to get lucky anyway. They're just going to pass. They're not going to do anything. Let's try to draw, see if they want to counter something, which they probably do. Nope, they let it ride. Interesting. 2, 4, 5. We will have 6 no matter how many lands we keep. So let's go ahead and... I guess we have all the stuff we need. All right. All right. In the turn. You got it. I mean, we might get lucky and they tap out for a room or something, but the problem is they don't know what we're doing yet, and they're probably afraid we have counters. So it's an ugly situation all the way around. All right, let's try a World Wagon. That probably draws a counter, right? Sure. And then you play another one, I guess? Nope, they're just going to go fetch a land. All right. Not what I expected, but sure. Play... I don't know if I really care to have... I guess we'll leave mana up. I doubt there's anything we're going to need to kill with the Bitter Triumph, but we'll see. I mean, opponent obviously has plenty of removal. Do we want to fight to protect this guy? All right, I will. So now they have to counter or kill it again. And this is mostly so we can maybe sneak like a Spara. All right, sure. Sure, that happens. That's fine. I thought about actually crewing the vehicle to see if we could bait them into another removal spell, but I doubt they would bite. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we would have 9. We can only get back Overlord. They probably sweep the board. All right. No creature removal spell. Wow. Okay. Get in there then, big buddy. Go get it. Hell yeah. I don't know how we got into this scenario, but opponent's at 9. We'll take it. And if they don't have a removal or a creature counter, then we just play a summon Leviathan and attack with the World Wagon next turn? Yeah, stock up for a sweeper ain't going to be good enough. Crazy. I didn't think... I thought we were in trouble. This hand was not even good to start with. We have completely dead cards right now. Oh, but if I do this, I bounce the 6/5. So I would have to crew the World Wagon first. That doesn't really help us at all, actually. So if we assume... All right, let's go to attacks. They have to do something. All right. So with the abilities on the stack, are they going to let them resolve? Aetherize. Yeah, I'm not even mad at an Aetherize. That's fine. I'll just replay Spara. We don't get anything because there's nothing in our graveyard, but that's fine. All right, in the turn. Right now, okay, so here comes the deadly cover-up. Okay, so now we're playing on, does the World Wagon get to survive? I mean, they have enough mana to Aetherize again, but we could also just replay World Wagon, so we don't care that much. So let's start with this. They found a counter? They did. Look at that. I don't even know what we put it on. Sure. Great. Doesn't even bother me. Like, I have one basic left. We'll go get it. All right. In the turn. Where's our actual creature lands at? That's what we need. All right, consult. So now they'll have something to deal with the World Wagon. Did they not pay full price for the consult? Yeah, they did. They took 2 cards. Because I was thinking if you didn't, that would have been super wild. Yep, you got it. Any creatures are significant right now. Oh, we would have had one on top, too. All right. Do you have a counter? Looks like the answer is no. Oh, I wouldn't mind leaving that on top, though. Oh, we're going to lose it, though. Because they're going to mill us. So it doesn't really matter. All right. Well, situation is what it is. We'll take a Badger Mole, I suppose. All right. I'm your Huckleberry. Got there. That felt like so much work. Like, we had to play around so many cards to try to make something happen. And we had so much mana in play. Like, we make more mana than the control deck over the course of the game, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, it worked. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't think we win that many games percentage-wise against Dimir Control, but we won this one, so we'll take it. Okay, let's do it. Oh, I just realized we don't have any black mana. Hope this lumbering world wagon survives. Or we draw black mana here. Okay, couldn't get that lucky. Kind of need all this, actually. We probably don't need cottage. That's a tough call, actually. I do want the swamp because it's untapped. So if we're in an emergency situation and got to get rid of a creature, we can. But I could have seen a world where we left them both on top, but with swamp on the very top. Here comes the Badger Mole. It's amazing how many people tap the elf first. I'm not a tap elf first guy. Let's go ahead, discard, get rid of Badger Mole. Let's send away the forest. And then I'm assuming this is where we'll see, like, the skeletal enchantment thing. Because that would make sense. Wow, leaving the land open. Not attacking, okay. That says something. I don't know what it says, but it's something. Maybe it's a counter? It is not. Okay. I guess we'll take a Badger Mole. Get us some life. Oh, Flood Pit Shrine. That's actually not that bad. We could have done a lot worse than that. Opponent is doing everything they're trying to do, though. Alright, so everything gets pumped. We take a whole bunch of damage. I was going to say, those things need to be attacking. Why are they not? You have another Flood Pit Drowner? Like, what on earth would be going on here? Sure. Do you want to play another Watery Grave? Or another Black Source, I mean? Alright. I think we are. Actually, I guess we don't have to. This could come in tapped. Alright, you have a Flood Pit Drowner. Tapping the land. Alright, so we'll tap it. That at least forces our turn from the opponent's side. Now, if we kill Ouroboros, how much would we have to stop? I mean, we're going to get rid of Ouroboros regardless. I think we're going to discard the land. And then just see what happens from here. I could play this, but then... Well, we're probably blocking with Badger Mole Cubs anyway, right? Alright, let's go ahead and play it. Because this at least gives us enough mana that if something happens next turn, maybe we can find something relevant. Alright, everybody's coming? Okay. So, if we activate World Wagon and it gets killed, we just lose, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's Xaxes. So we're better off at least blocking one thing. And then, yeah, alright. Block one? Do I block? 1, 2, 3. We only have 5 mana left. Alright, we just block like that. I don't know what they drew. We're going to be dead next turn anyway, unless it's probably exactly a summon Leviathan off the top. It's none of those things. So we lose. Alright. Well, we tried. We didn't draw very well. Okay. Sure. I mean, I would love to have some removal cards or something, but we'll see how lucky we get. I guess the question here is it even worth it to play? Oh, they're playing a bunch of hasty stuff. That's cool. I was just going to ask the question of if it's worth it to even play Badger Mole Cub here. But I feel like it might be. So let's find out. Ugh. More Frenzied Baloth. Do I trade for one of them? I think I do, actually. Feels a touch crazy, but I think that is the correct thing to do. Unfortunately... Oh, wait, I can play Awaken the Honor Dead. Why can I cast that? Oh, yeah, this makes green black. Never mind. That obviously is correct. For some reason, I thought I had different lands on the battlefield. Badger Mole Cub next turn would be kind of nice. Alright, hasty duders, get in there. You know what? I'm not mad at a World Wagon either, though. Alright. So, do we have 2 blue already? We do. Well, we will if we get a forest. Oh no, both of these make blue first, right? Yeah, okay, so we had blue anyway. I don't think we're blocking, but I'm going to sit back because it seems like the safe thing to do. What is that guy? Oh, give something +3 and trample. Yeah, of course. Alright, we go to 5. There's a real chance we're dead next turn. Oh, unless we find that. What would we like to get? I'd like to get a Summon Leviathan back, actually. I would discard an Esper Origins. Though, here's something brutal. We could wait and just Smuggler Surprise and then bounce all their stuff. That could be fun. Alright, let's see what happens. I mean, they also might just have direct damage and beat us, but, you know, if they do, they do. Also, the cool thing is the stops don't really look like they hurt anything because we have Restless Cottage. Got him, coach. Ooh, almost chose the wrong option there. All right, let's do it like this. So I'll get a land. I want to keep the Leviathans at least in some kind of rotation instead of just having them both on the battlefield. Because now they can replay some stuff, and then we can just play another Leviathan. Yep. And we do still have to be careful, because we are only at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go to 7. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. All right, cool. You know what? Sure. I mean, kind of have to hope we're not up against some control pile, but if we're not, it's not the worst thing. Oh, they're gonna plot them a slick shot here. They did not, interestingly enough. All right. I guess we'll just get beat by a slick shot all in one turn. I don't know. This feels like it's going to be one of those ones where we're going to have to make a really tight decision on one turn. All right. They're sending damage upstairs. They've got a plan. Well, that's something. All right. We'll just pass. Sure. They could also just be trying to put spells in the yard so they can play the Eddie Merc Crab and all that stuff. Which, if so, understandable. Wouldn't be the worst plan for them. I'm kind of just hoping to hit lands. Yeah, we don't need Awaken the Honor Dead. Pass a turn. Flash in an Eddie Merc Crab? No. Traumatic Critique. That's what we're doing. Okay. Well, they need land as much as we do, it seems like. Are they just playing something where they're trying to get down the, Oh, I was thinking they might be trying to get the, what you call it? The loot. Okay, what's our next play from here? Now that we know they're not playing Slick Shot, I feel like we get a little more runway. Yep, and that'll do it. Oh, this is such an easy mulligan with one land. Oh, this is more interesting, though. Do we just put the island back? I mean, we could always fetch an island later. Maybe I'm supposed to put Leviathan back, actually. But what's done is done. Alright, well, the Badger Mole didn't get immediately countered, so that's cool, I guess. Great. Let's go ahead. And I'm willing to attack. Sure. Looks like we're going to be up against more Eddie Merc Crab type situations. That's fine. Alright, here comes a counter, I'm sure. Alright. Alright, Eluge, you got it. Let's find a removal spell. We failed. We suck. Alright. I mean, this is probably where we lose, but we'll see. What do we have in the yard? Nothing great, actually. We kept too slow of a hand, and we're just going to get punished. But the heavy control decks should be good against us, so I can't be really surprised by that. Alright, here comes an Eddie Merc Crab, I'm assuming. Yep, not a surprise. And an LU, sure. And a stock up. You got it. Yeah, now that I'm assuming they kept a counter. We just can't win, right? So, yeah. Yeah, we just lose. That's fine. Alright, counter my thingy so we can just move on. I mean, they can also just replay Eddie Merc Crab and still attack for 5, so that's a real thing, but... Sure. No need to even try to attack. Yep, as you should. Got another one? Well, LU's by itself isn't the bad news. Still very, very good, though. Flow State can help them find something, though. We also know we have Badger Mole for a couple of blockers. I don't know how important that's going to be. And I have no clue on if we actually resolve a Sinspara. I'm assuming not, but who the heck knows? Do we try to get back a Meringue River Regent? Maybe just awaken the Honor Debt? How much mana do we have? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'd still have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 after a Badger Mole. You know what? I'm just going to gamble. Let's decline. This is just, if you have the counter, you have the counter. You got me. I'm just hoping for the best. If they have another Eddie Merc Crab, then I guess we just lose anyway. Yeah, we didn't hit the card we were hoping for. We needed it to be either the Awaken the Undead or the Meringue River Regent. And we had 3 shots out of 5. So, that's tough. I also should have played the Badger Mole first, but... no attacks. Flash in an Eddie Merc Crab. Come on. Finish me. Not playing the Badger Mole Cub was a mistake, though. I just got ahead of myself. Sure. Anything that gets rid of a blocker, opponent. There you go. That'll find you something. There you go. I'm going to assume you got it. Good job. Ooh, no green mana. That's not going to fly. This is tough. I think we have to keep and just put the Smuggler Surprise back. Because at least we can do something with these other cards. I'm hoping they just play a tapped land or something. No such luck. I was hoping I'd get a window to at least try to do something with the Esper Origins, but that was not to be. Alright, show off. I do love that we at least get a chance to get rid of a show off. That's not the worst thing. Ugh, gross. I mean, at least we have an easy card to discard, I suppose. You got it. You got it. Would you like to do anything else? They said no. All right. You know what? I'm gonna cancel. We'll just take the 2. I have a feeling they have the protective spell, like Secret Identity or whatever. And if so, I'd rather not take extra damage. Oh, Spell Pierce. All right, so same difference. We would have still taken more damage. So, kind of worked out anyway. Another Spell Pierce? Or I guess it doesn't really... non-creature spells, yeah. All right, cool. So it worked out. We're at least alive temporarily. It'd be awesome if we can get an untapped land that's not damage-inducing. So we could get some life back. That did not help. And I bet you... Okay, so we didn't flip a whole bunch of lands, because that would have sucked. Alright, let's see if we are alive. We could be very much dead next turn. Hey, we found some lands. And a Badger Mole, actually. You know what? I don't hate those. Probably could have got 2 lands, but this is fine. I also get a chance to get something back, so we could get, like, Awaken the Honor Dead, I guess. Actually, I'd probably just get a land, because then I could Badger Mole into one of these Esper Origins, and that's probably the best plan. I wouldn't hate that, actually. Well, since I drew all 4. We can take this. And then Badger Mole. One of these. And then go to 9 life. Let's put that in the yard. Is there a world where we get to World Wagon and 1, 2, 3, 4? I guess if we were to draw land, then maybe. Oh, we do also get some mana, possibly, from the Esper Manduin anyway. Sure, that duder can die. It's totally worth it. Burst Lightning, we go to 7. Oh, yeah, just Burst Lightning. Boomerang Basics? I don't hate that. And then we play 1 and go back to 5. Huh. 6 mana. Does 6 mana do anything for us next turn? Technically, yes. So let's just leave both those on. Mostly because there's a world where we can gain 2 off an Esper Origins and replay 1 from the graveyard. So gaining 4 life is pretty strong. Yep, you got it. Alright, Storm Chaser's Talon again. You have something to give it trample? I mean, otherwise I'm just blocking. Actually, what happens if I... Yeah, I have to, just to make sure they can't give it trample with something. Yep. That is A-okay for us. We are willing to accept the terms of this negotiation. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. All right, we'll just leave those. I think that's fine. Yep, those can stay exactly as they are. And then we get to play a land. All right, we're back at 9. Sure. These Esper Origins are working overtime, man, let me tell you. We have a lot of good options in the yard, though, to hit. Gonna give it flying or something, or you're gonna wild ride? Yeah, sure. So we just block trade? Yeah, sure. I mean, they're expending all these cards to effectively get no damage through. So we're kind of just all right with that. All right, what's the best you can do? Get back like a Burst Lightning? I really, really, really want to do this. But honestly, the right play is to just Esper Origins. Yeah, those are both fine. All right, we're now starting to reach the point that we can just Smuggler Surprise as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Yep, you got it. Sure, you have a flow state. Do with that information what you will. The fact that we got all the way back to 13 already and we still have access to 2 more life is fantastic. Okay, so we get a free Badger Mole Cub. So of course we take that. Now we could 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could send Spara and still have black, green, blue left. Yeah, all right, let's go for it. Not even going to Smuggler Surprise. Excellent. Love to see it. And then we'll just get rid of the other Knucklehead. Yep, that'll do it. So yeah, overall this was interesting, right? We had a pretty solid record with this deck, but there are definitely some caveats. I think in a couple of them, our opponents got a little bit unlucky. So, or actually one of them, I think we also got very lucky. But that's Magic, I'm sure, RNG, whatever, but keep that in mind. The other thing is too, 2 of our losses were because we just didn't get the mana that we needed early, right? So I guess it kind of goes both ways, right? Our losses, we got unlucky. A couple of our wins, we got lucky. So I guess it balances out. Maybe it's a fair record, but I think that stuff is always worth noting. Just, again, I'm a big fan of how a deck won or lost, not if it won or lost. I think that's something more people need to pay attention to. But would I say this deck is super good? Would I recommend it? You know what? If I was playing it in the open queue and I need to knock out some dailies and want to have some fun and I already owned a bunch of the cards, I would totally play this some more. If I'm going to use it just for ranking, I think at Mythic it's fine. I don't know if I'd be playing this in like Platinum or Diamond, right? Where a lot of people are basically grinding and trying hard to play all the top stuff and, you know, min-maxing or whatever. I mean, could you win those? Sure. I mean, we beat a couple of the top decks, you know, or popular decks, even in this set of games. So it is possible. But I don't know what adjustments you would need to make that a thing. And I think the control decks are always going to be a little bit tough. However, we did win against one, and there was one I didn't show because the game was really long that we lost, but it's also one we started stuck on 2 lands till like turn 6, I think. So, you know, is what it is. But yeah, I think all of that's just worth being out there. But overall, the deck was actually pretty sweet. It did some fun stuff. We get to play with cards we don't normally play with. Yeah, just a lot of fun stuff to this one. And it held its own, so I'm super happy about that. But again, I think this is one where your mulligans are very important. You're going to have to be really tight with those. And if you're a beginner player, I don't think this leans to the type of deck you want to play because there's a lot of decisions that are going to, like, one decision in a lot of games is going to determine whether you win or lose. And that's going to be hard for a lot of people. So from that perspective, I would stay away. But if you want something challenging and fun and interesting, whatever, maybe this is the deck for you. But we're going to leave the deck list up over on Moxfield like always. Feel free to make whatever changes that you want. Maybe some more early mana. Maybe you need a cornucopia or something. I don't know. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.